On the news tonight, Nawaj urges women in Ondo State to show more interest in political participation. Commuters plying Igbatoro Federal Secretariat Road in Akure call on government to intervene in deplorable condition of highway. FRC records 9 deaths from 30 crashes in Ondo to other states during Salah celebration. And from the foreign scene, widespread protests force Kenyan government to scrap proposed tax increase. Good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining us on the news at 7. I am Obi Chukwemeka Oti. The Nigeria Association of Women Journalists NAWOJ Ondo State Chapter has called on women in the state to show more interest in political participation for quality and adequate women representation in all spheres. The call was made during a meeting organized by NAWOJ in collaboration with Nigeria League of Women Voters and Women in Politics Forum with women in the state on political participation ahead of the November 16 governorship election in Ondo State. Joy Pius reports that the theme for the program is engaging grassroots women for robust political participation.
The national average of women's political participation in Nigeria is 6.7% in elective and appointive positions, far below the global average of 22.5%, the Africa regional average of 23.4%, and the West African sub-regional average of 15%.
So sing that song for women everywhere.
To ensure increased women political participation, the National Association of Women Journalists Ondo State Chapter collaborated with Nigeria League of Women Voters and Women in Politics Forum to change the narrative. Addressing the women, the National President, Nigerian Association of Women Journalists, NAWOJ, Aisha Ibrahim, represented by Vice Chairperson Zundi Chizoba Ogbeche, stated that women play pivotal roles in societal development, hence the need for them to showcase their ability by getting engaged in politics. She added that Nigeria has signed so many charters recognizing women's rights to representation and expressed hope that when the Gender and Equality Bill is passed into law, it will safeguard women against barriers and stereotypes.
What we are saying, we need more women, no matter where you find yourself, to be part of leadership. When we say politics, it's not just running for office to be National Assembly, House of Assembly. Any group you belong to, if it's Nigeria Union of Teachers, so try, let's have women. We're talking about equity.
Representative of Women in Politics Forum, Ondo State, Mrs. Yemi Mahmood, and that of Nigeria's League of Women Voters, Omofumilewa Olamiposi, urged women to render support in order to have adequate representation and to also speak with one voice.
The Women in Politics Forum is to encourage women to raise their voice in politics. We want their voice to be heard. And how do we do this? We target the younger ones.
It is high time we move out from our cubicle and come outside and know what is going on. We cannot continue like this. We can't be slaves for them forever.
In their different goodwill messages, the Vice President, Bizon Adeola Adekunle, the Chairman, Nigeria Union of Journalists, Leke Adegbite, and Chairperson Ondo State NAWOJ, Tolagbadamosi, among others, expressed confidence in the meeting to help build the capacity of women in Ondo State on political participation.
When they are there, it's for you to go all out to make sure you register and not just register and keep your card at home.
It's important that we build the capacity of our women. So he asked me to tell you that we should please help us facilitate training and retraining for our women ahead of the governorship election.
Participants appreciated the organizers for the engaging session. Participants at the program include women civil societies, NGOs, Form 1, female transporters, gender-based organizations, market women, artisans, among others. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
Ondo State government has promised to intensify efforts to ease the issue of fuel scarcity in the state. Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Wale Akinlosote, who paid a familiarization visit to Osrc Media Group in Akure, confirmed that the meeting between the state government and oil marketers are now bringing positive results, saying government will not rest on its oars until the situation returns to normal. Omorela Ubenji reports that this is the first visit of the commissioner to the media group since he assumed duty.
For the first time in the history of Ondo State, I think Southwest, we had a station that runs 80% on dialects. I mean, dialects of Ondo State, like Ondo, Owo, Ikale and Ilaje, Akure, Akoko, and Ijo.
Professionalism is one thing that we are known for in Osrc. To be a government medium, or let me say media station of a government, and you are able to say things as they are, you are able to capture both the government and the opposition, is not an easy task.
Indeed, it is a familiarization visit where the commissioner has access to first-hand information about the capacity of Ondo State Radiovision Corporation Media Group, TV, Orange 94.5 FM and Alalaye 96.5 FM.
Radio transmitter too, we have a 35 kilowatts transmitter, and then on our Orange FM transmitter is a 35 kilowatts transmitter. So currently we are dishing out 20 kilowatts. So this means that the Osrc has the capacity to reach out to far distance than other stations.
Osrc Media Group, being the state-owned media station, and Ministry of Information and Orientation has one thing in common: to bring government closer to the people, even the grassroots. These and many more other factors, according to the State Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Mr. Wale Akinlosote informed the visit of the ministry to the media station. While commending the efforts of the corporation's chairman, Kunle Adebayo, in reviving the establishment, the commissioner called for Osrc's collaboration to work for the betterment of the state.
We have to work together as one and let the outside world know exactly what's going on in Ondo State and what we are doing in Ondo State. So I look forward to a very robust working relationship with the Osrc team. And as much as I have my brother here, so I have nothing to worry about. I know that we will work together in a very wonderful way. So he's somebody that I respect a lot, somebody that I have a lot of regards for.
Chairman of the media group, Mr. Kunle Adebayo, was elated at the visit, saying the media group has not relented in serving not only the government of the day, but the people at large, while expressing confidence on the leadership of the commissioner. Even at this time when the state is going to the poll for governorship election, the chairman said Mr. Akinlosote has a prerequisite to succeed as government spokesperson.
We need to bond, and the first way to bond is the ministry has to understand our program outlook. We need to continue to engage to know this station is supposed to receive content from Ministry of Information. That's just the long and short of the story. We are not to create content for Ministry of Information. You are supposed to bring, if you bring content 10 times a day by law, by our commission, we must use them. That's what we are here for. So we need to have your documentaries, we need to have your press releases, we need to have your video news releases.
Mr. Adebayo enjoined the commissioner to get acquainted with the media station, harness the available opportunities, and reach out to the grassroots. Omoriola Hungbeji, Osrc News.
Ondo State Public Complaints Financial Crime and Anti-Corruption Commission has stated its resolve to curb the devastating effects of corruption and bring to book individuals or organizations engaging in acts inimical to the state's development. At a maiden press briefing, Chairman of the Commission, retired Justice Wale Akintoroye, said the mandate to rid Ondo State of corruption and criminal activities relating to finance will be pursued vigorously in public and private sector. Osrc Zaid Eribisala reports that the Commission sought collaboration of the people on the need to lodge complaints for actions to be taken. The report.
Ondo State Public Complaints Financial Crime and Anti-Corruption Commission was established by law in January 2022 and inaugurated in March 2023 to combat corruption, including bribery, fraud, undue influence, and other related offences. To deepen its operations and engagements necessitated this press briefing spearheaded by the Commission's chair and retired Ondo State Chief Judge Justice Williams Akintoroye alongside other board members.
We need to inform the general public. We need to tell them the do's and the don'ts.
Justice Akintoroye said the Commission's mandate to rid Ondo State of corruption and criminal activities relating to finance will be pursued vigorously with impartiality.
Our primary mandate is to curb the devastating effect of corruption. This we hope to pursue professionally in line with the best practices. We will maintain our integrity by acting impartially, with commitment and in the interest of the public. As a commission, we will be bold and pragmatic in our actions and decisions.
The chairman noted that its activities will not be limited to government circles and public servants, but to corruption prevalent in open markets, religious organizations, among others.
It may not be business as usual concerning those that are fraudulent. Corruption and financial crime that we have been asked to fight against are ravenous monsters that we want to fight back. Therefore, as anti-corruption body, we in this commission have all put on what Bible describes as the full armor, that we may be able to take our stand against the ugly trend in the society called corruption and fraudulent practices.
To entrench the anti-corruption message, the Commission says it will place premium on awareness creation for youths and set up anti-corruption clubs in schools.
The fight will not be limited to the state capital. It must get to the nooks and crannies of Ondo State. We'd like to appreciate Mr. Governor, His Excellency, Lord Yorimi Ayedatiwa, for being always there for us in this commission.
The commission, which sought the cooperation of law enforcement agencies and other stakeholders to enable it act effectively in its given task, emphasized the readiness to receiving and investigating petitions or complaints from the public.
Apart from receiving and investigating petitions or complaints on corruption or financial crime from members of the public, it will form part of our duty to take pragmatic steps that will reduce financial crime or fraud to the lowest level in government offices. We will examine the practices, systems, and procedures of MDAs in the state.
With a temporary office located at Quarter 21, Alagbaka, Akure, the Commission is advancing a steady and strong start to its operations, projecting for improved efficiency, which will snowball into creating liaison offices in the 3 senatorial zones of the state in future. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
In part 2, after the break, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has reiterated the commitment of his administration to the welfare of workers in Ondo State. Stay with us.
Aha! Is there a
bro, I did tell you, this match 3-0.
Okay.
If I win you, something will come out.
Don't play with me. Fast ball! Ah, you know what? You go shot
bro.
You. Now we got this match.
Keep the banter going. Glow, borrow me credit and data. Dial star 303 hash to borrow airtime or data and pay later.
Is it ready?
Only one thing.
Power your relentless ambition with ultra high speed data. Glow Unlimited.
You're welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 7. www.osrc.ng or follow us on our Facebook page at OSRC TV. And on YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel, OSRC TV Ondo. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has reiterated the commitment of his administration to the welfare of workers in the state, reassuring that salaries and allowances will be delivered as and when due. The governor made the declaration at the annual get-together and send-off for some retired permanent secretaries organized by the Ondo State Forum of Permanent Secretaries. Joy Pius now completes the story.
Ondo State Forum of Permanent Secretaries.
As a way of celebrating their own, the Ondo State Forum of Permanent Secretaries organized this annual get-together and send-off ceremony for retired permanent secretaries who have contributed their quota to the Ondo State Public Service. In his welcome address, the chairman of the forum, Bomi Alade, noted that the two-in-one event was to celebrate the retiring officers who had made their marks in the public service of Ondo State, appreciating the governor for giving them the platform to thrive.
By His grace, we can testify to God's goodness in our lives and that of our household. We also thank God for the benevolence of government towards us in the recent times. This is to therefore appeal to all of us to continue to be more dedicated to duty with the fear of God in our hearts. We should demonstrate high level of integrity, contentment, competence, good leadership qualities, and total commitment to good service delivery.
A former permanent secretary, Kayode Ogundele, who rose to become the head of service, alongside 16 others, were honored, having served the state meritoriously, retiring without blemish.
And the next is Mrs. Lola Amuda.
In their goodwill messages, the Olowo of Owo, Oba Ajibade Ogunye, and others congratulated the retirees for the success achieved, just as they thanked the governor for honoring the civil service.
In the past, some officers who were about to retire were never considered. They were never considered. But yours is so exceptional.
Whatever schedule you have on your table, please do it well, believing that this is your ministry on which you are going to give account to God. Whatever you do, people say the evil that men do lives after them.
Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa commended the retirees for the efforts at boosting Ondo State workforce, which he said has transformed the state, reiterating his administration's commitment to Ondo State workers' welfare.
It's a statement of fact that no state or country can rise beyond the knowledge, strength, skill, and capabilities of its public service. It is in this regard that our administration in Ondo State has taken it a bounden duty and a vowed responsibility to accord the welfare and that of the generality of our workers a priority. In furtherance of our commitment to your welfare, brand new SUV were recently procured for all serving permanent secretaries in the state and local government services.
High point of the event was the presentation of gifts to the retirees as a show of love from the forum. Joy Pius, OSRC News.
Commuters plying the Igbatoro to Federal Secretariat Road in Akure have called on government to intervene in the deplorable condition of the road. Residents and commuters who spoke with Osrc said the road has become a nightmare, with its deteriorating condition causing untold hardship and frustration. Saeed Aribisala has more.
The experience of commuters traversing the Federal Secretariat complex axis along Igbatoro Road can be captured as slow, cautious, and one with despair. The smooth sailing drive from the International Culture and Event Center access is brought to an end from the junction headed to Imafon. Worrisome for many is that the road connects people to key government agencies in Ondo State, such as Nigeria Immigration Service, Customs Service, National Identity Management Commission, among others.
We even get one portal where they before we reach that custom, that portal where they middle, that place no good though. That place because accidental. Because if motor they come from this side, and that place they want if motor see the run come from up, they won't do that portal.
Potholes, some big enough to swallow a vehicle, abound, making navigation a big deal for motorists and cyclists alike. Pedestrians are not also spared the rigors as they are forced to tread with extra caution to avoid vehicles maneuvering the pothole-ridden road.
The road is very bad. Why? Because the way the pothole is not good at all. Because those of us bringing vehicle to this side, even I abandon my vehicle because of all these potholes. Because anytime I bring my car here, on getting home, it might have fault, and it's a very huge amount of money that we buy parts now. So because of that, I decided not to bring the vehicle. I rather take Okada. Even the Okada itself, at times when the Okada enter into potholes, I used to feel it in my body. At times I used to take drugs because of that. So I want to enjoin the government that they should come to the aid of the people here. They should come and repair the road so that it will be more tolerable. It's true that they used to abandon this place because of recently they maintained the road, they did the road to that filling station, that scab. But we're thinking that maybe they will complete it to this side, but they didn't do it. Immigration road to police headquarters, so they did not do it.
The impact extends beyond inconvenience as traffic congestion sometimes arises as drivers try to avoid the worst section of the road, leading to longer commute times and frayed nerves.
At night, the thief may use this place as an hideout because the cars they have
grow. Residents are calling on authorities to prioritize repairs and restore this vital road. Sahid Aribisala, OSRC News.
In another development, the Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC Zone 11 Command, comprising Osun, Ondo, and Oyo State, says 9 deaths were recorded in 13 incidents which occurred within its jurisdiction during the first 3 days of the Salah holiday. The command also said 78 others who sustained varying degrees of injuries in the crashes involving 21 vehicles and 128 people were swiftly conveyed to hospitals, while 41 other persons were rescued without injuries during the period. Reviewing activities in the first 3 days of the command special operation for Salah, the zonal commanding officer, Leye Adegboyega, further said personnel from the command covered 65 major routes across the zone to ensure avoidable speed-related crashes, while standby rescue teams were also stationed across all commands for quick response to distress calls from accident scenes. Adegboyega appealed to the general public and all road users to use the roads responsibly and contribute their quota to a reduction in the loss of lives and valuable properties. Outside Nigeria, Kenya's government has scrapped some proposed taxes in this year's controversial financial bill after a public outcry. The announcement by MPs came as police fired tear gas and used water cannons to try to disperse angry protesters in the capital, Nairobi. The Parliamentary Finance Committee has asked what would have been a 16% levy on bread, as well as higher taxes on cooking oil and mobile money services. Since coming to office in 2022, President William Ruto has introduced several new and unpopular taxes with the aim of eliminating the country's national debt of nearly $80 billion. However, critics of the latest proposals fear they will stifle economic growth and lead to job losses. The relentless search for missing tourists in Greece has intensified as temperatures soar to dangerous heights in the region. Greek locals have warned tourists not to underestimate the extreme heat, as an American man became the 5th tourist to be found dead. At present, search teams are scouring the islands of Sikinos and Amagos for 2 French women and an American man who went missing last week. Adirunke Kolawole has more.
The Greek island of Corfu draws flocks of tourists in the summertime, many of them opting to hike dusty mountain trails in search for secluded beaches on the shores of the Ionian Sea. But a period of unusually hot weather is prompting new concerns for safety. On Monday, police said a 55-year-old American was found dead on the island of Matraki, the 3rd tourist death in a week. British TV presenter Michael Mosley went missing on the Elgin Island Seamay earlier in June, prompting a search by helicopters, dogs and drones. His body was found on June 9. He had taken a walk alone in high temperatures before he disappeared. A 74-year-old Dutch tourist was found dead on the island of Samos on Saturday, and 2 hikers were found dead on Crete on June 5th. Visitors here on Corfu told viewers they understood the risks and took precautions.
It's very dangerous to walk in the sun, but
can go beyond their limits. Many times, they test their limits.
Rescue teams were still searching for 3 others who have gone missing in Greece amid the high temperatures. 2 French women aged 73 and 64 on the island of Mykonos and a 59-year-old U.S. policeman in the island of Amagos. Adirunke Kolawole, Osrc News.
To sports now. Sunshine Stars wonder kid Chinedu Nwosu was the hero at the Ondo State Sports Complex Akure as Sunshine Stars defeated Remo Stars 2-1 in the penultimate round of the 2023-24 Nigeria Premier Football League. Nedu, as he is fondly called, scored the first goal from his first touch 40 seconds after introduction in the 58th minute. And that's it on the news at 7. Just before we go, a quick look at commuters flying Igbatoro Federal Secretariat Road in Akure have urged government to intervene in the deplorable condition of the highway. Federal Road Safety Commission says it recorded 9 deaths from 13 crashes in Ondo, Oyo and Osun states during the just concluded Salah break. And from the foreign scene, widespread protests in Kenya have forced the government to scrap a proposed tax increase. Thank you very much for being a part of the news at 7. Good evening.